Hey, what's going on, everyone? So I've wanted to answer this question for a while now. Are baseball players too friendly in today's game? This happened probably a couple of weeks at this point. Dodgers, Phillies, middle of a playoff game, and you see Mookie Betts here talking with Bryce Harper, going over cleats, talking about something with cleats here. I don't know exactly what they're talking about, but I got so many emails and messages when this happened with people furious. Like, why are these guys in a playoff game friendly? Why are they talking to each other? Like, back in the good old days, like, we never did this. We wanted to kill each other. Well, first, I made my major league debut almost 20 years ago at this point, which is crazy to think that's a long time ago. And players were talking to each other all the time throughout the game. So nothing really has changed that much in the last 20 years. If you're older, if you want to go back 40 years and talk about how the game has changed, we'll get into that in a second. But I'll start with this. I don't think that you have to be enemies with the other team to want to kick the guy's ass in a game. We can still be competitors. I can still talk to you and still want to absolutely crush you on the field. And I always think of it like, have you ever competed against your brother before, your best friend? You love each other. You don't hate each other. You love each other. Yet when you compete with each other, you play basketball in the driveway, you play wiffle ball, you play football out in the street. Like, you're trying to kill each other. You want to win. You want to kick the other guy's ass, even though you love the guy. So you don't have to hate someone to try to beat him. And sometimes I feel like people are looking for things to complain about. And for me, like, this is just one of them. Let me know what you think. But along the same lines, I get so many people saying, these guys don't want to win. No one cares about winning anymore. They only care about the money and their big paychecks. And are there a few guys out there that probably think that? Yes. But I think in general, have you looked at the faces of people when they lose playoff games, when they don't make the playoffs? Like, when the Mariners just got knocked out, I don't even know who it was in the clubhouse. Someone, I think, said it was Julio Rodriguez. I'm not sure who it was, but someone like screamed at the top of their lungs. They were so upset. But do people really think that nobody cares? Like, they just played 162 games in the regular season. They played spring training. They played an entire playoffs. They beat the absolute shit out of their bodies. They train all offseason. They're away from home. I know people always say, like, well, they're rich. They should be able to handle it. I understand that. But it's still a long season. It takes a toll on your body physically. It takes a huge toll on you mentally. And none of that stuff goes away just because you make a lot of money. Does it make it easier sometimes? Maybe. But in my experience, these guys are trying to win. And I also think this isn't war. Like, you don't have to try to physically kill the other man to want to beat them. Now, let's talk about players interacting and talking during the games like this. Let's compare now to like 30, 40 years ago, or even less than that. Players move around from team to team way more now than they ever did before with free agency. And so you're playing against a guy one day, you're his teammate the next day, you're playing against him the next day. Obviously not days, but you know what I mean. A lot of guys train with each other in the offseason, which didn't happen 40 years ago. There are facilities around the country that many big leaguers will go and train at. And so when you're training there in the offseason, you obviously become friends with guys. The world's also way more connected now with social media and podcasts and YouTube shows and all the marketing and all the branding and all the advertisements. These players are in contact with each other way more than ever before again, and you're going to make friends as you're in contact with people. And lastly, obviously, the rules have really changed over the last few years. There's no more collisions at the plate. There's no more collisions at second base. I used to get killed at second base turning double plays. You can't hit people anymore. And if you go back 40 years ago, like, they literally would just run right through you. And I think sometimes people in their 40s or maybe more in their 50s or their 60s, they watch the game, they don't see catchers getting run over. They don't see guys at second getting taken out. And they're like, what the hell's going on? These guys don't care about winning anymore. We used to go spikes up against the guy's face and try to break his jaw. And we tried to kill catchers at the plate. Like, these guys don't care about winning anymore. Now we're talking about cleats at second base. Well, again, you can't take out catchers anymore. That doesn't mean they're not trying to win the game. So again, those are my general thoughts. Let me know what you think about it. Again, there's always exceptions to the rule. So I think we're going to be pretty split in the comment section, but let me know. Are players too nice? Are players not trying to win? Let me know down there. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification. We'll give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later.